Hey, good morning, you guys. A little different video coming at you this morning. I got to split some wood, and so I decided that today I'm going to show you how to split wood like a boss. I have found the ultimate way to split firewood, and you would be very wise to pay attention to this because I'm going to save you a ton of time and a ton of work, and it all starts with that. That's right, a tractor tire. Get yourself a FISKARS splitting axe. It's significantly lighter. It's all composite handle. They don't break. They're sharp and they're fast. You need a file to keep your axe sharp, just like you would your chainsaw. Just like that. You saw how easy that was. Why this works so well, hopefully is obvious to you, but let me break it down to you. First, the function of the tire. It's to keep all the wood together. So as you split, it's still staying upright, as opposed to taking a bigger round and using as your chopping block, and then putting a smaller round on top and using that and beating on it. And every time you hit it, it falls off. And then you gotta pick it up, you gotta put it back on, you hit it again, and the cycle repeats itself, and it ends up taking forever. The second key is, you notice when I was splitting, is that I was staying in one spot, and I was splitting every one that I could from that spot without moving around. That saved a whole lot of energy right there. And so I would start here, and then I would take one step, and then I would hit everything I could there, and then I'd take one step, and then I'd hit everything I could from there. Most of the time, you only need to do 180 degrees. You don't even need to walk all the way around the tire, just because of the way that works. And right there, how much wood did I split in less than 2 minutes? That's a lot of wood. The other function of this is to keep your axe from digging into the ground. In order to safely use a splitting axe or a splitting maul, is that splitting maul or splitting axe, when it hits the wood, that handle needs to be level or parallel with the ground. If not, if you somehow hit it, it can swing out and you can chop your leg off, or at least split your shin open, which doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun. And so as that axe is coming down level with the tire, the handle itself, which is composite and is never going to break, and I know I've put it through the ringer, that will hit the tire, and it'll keep your blade out of the dirt or the gravel in my particular case. So let's unload that. I'll show you an easy way of doing that, because how this works is I'll pop that tire up, I'll flip it over, and while it's flipped over, I have another assistant, like my kids or my wife, take all that wood, get it in a wheelbarrow or the back of my truck, and move it into my wood stack there in my shop. So let me show you how that's done. Voila! So what that just did is, well, you can clearly see what that just did. It gives me a chance to take a breather while they collect all this wood and get it all stacked up. And then as soon as that wood is out of the way, I just start again. Get that split up and then flip the tire in the other direction, and the cycle just continues over and over again. So awesome. couple little tricks to using this tire. First of all, because not all your wood is going to fit in there perfectly, you're going to have some gaps like that, gaps like this. In order for this tire to work really well, all your wood needs to stay upright. And so you can take some of the wood you've already split, use that just to fill in those holes. Now guys, I can't underemphasize the importance in using this FISKARS X27 splitting axe of keeping it sharp. It works because of the design, of it, but also in the fact that it can penetrate like crazy because of its very sharp edge. So keep this baby sharp and you will cut right through knots. You know, with a normal splitting maul, you avoid knots at all costs because it just doesn't have the cutting properties that the splitting axe does. But as long as the knot is right at the surface, it will literally cut right through the knot. So keep this thing sharp. Ow. That's kind of interesting to see that after you've been splitting wood, you realize that your boys have been using your wood pile as target practice. That's a terrible spread. This is an example of a knot that's right on the surface, and you're gonna see that this is nice and smooth because that FISKARS just cut right through the wood. And once it cut, that wedge took over. That's pretty incredible. So normally, you guys, I am doing fishing videos and camping videos and outdoor videos, but occasionally duty calls and you got stuff you got to do at home. And so I thought it'd be worth it and hopefully valuable to you to learn a new technique. Maybe that's a new technique for you, and hopefully it was helpful to you, and it'll dramatically decrease the amount of time you spend splitting wood and dramatically decrease the amount of effort that you have to put in to split your own wood. I'm going to put a link to this in the description, and I highly encourage you to click on that link and purchase this thing right through Amazon. Your purchase does go towards to help support the channel. I think I might make like 35 cents if you click on that link. But like I said, throw away your splitting maul, pick up one of these, and your life will be so much easier. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Catch you later.